What's up, guys? All right, lesson 4-13, lattice multiplication. Now, this is one of my favorite lessons to go through because I like the lattice method. I have actually 5 methods that I teach to my students for multiplication. So they're standard, box, lattice. Japanese, I really don't teach a lot, but I do teach it to some of my advanced kids. And then we have break apart, our diamond method. So lattice multiplication is one of those methods that I really find useful for students to learn because it's easier to visually see where all the numbers go. And yeah, it's just an easier strategy. It's one that you can have in your toolbox just in case you forget another strategy or how to do another strategy. So with lattice multiplication, you are simply multiplying the individual components of each number given. And what that means is you are breaking apart your number into the individual numbers, not expanded form. That would be box method, but individual. So if I had the number 27, I would break it up 2 and 7. Okay. If I had 54, 54. Okay. So I would do 5, 4. 69. I would say 6, 9. All right. So I'm just breaking up the numbers based on their individual digits. You have to be mindful of where each number goes into the boxes or the triangle halves, because not placing the right answer in the right box or the triangle half may give you a wrong answer. So you got to be very mindful. I'm going to teach you the steps of going through lattice multiplication in order to know where that number needs to go. So the first step in lattice multiplication is knowing how to draw your boxes. So this is the most important step. This is dependent on the digits in the problem you are given. So depending on whether you have a 1-digit by 2-digit or a 2-digit by 2-digit or a 1-digit by 3-digit or an 8-digit by 12-digit, depending on what your digits are, you have to create your box accordingly. The top triangle of each box is in the tens place. The bottom triangle of each box is the ones place. And I'm going to show you what that means in a second. Okay. So for example, if I have a 1-digit by 2-digit lattice problem, this is how you would set it up. So let's imagine I have 27 times 8. Well, I'm going to draw a rectangle and split it in half because 27 I want to break up into 2 and 7. So 2 is going to go over here, 7 will go over here, and I'm not going to break up anything over here except for putting the 8 right there. You draw your diagonal lines from one diagonal corner to the top right to the bottom left. That's all you're doing, top right to the bottom left. Now, what I was saying before. So this is one whole box. Okay, so it's 2 times 8 goes in this box. The top triangle, see how it's broken into 2 triangles? The top triangle is your tens place for your answer. The bottom triangle is your ones place for your answer. So if I did 2 times 8, 1 would go in the tens place for 16. So 1 would go here, 6 would go here. 7 times 8, 5 would go here, 6 would go here. So tens place, ones place. Tens place, ones place. All right. And I'll kind of show you step by step later on of how you actually figure out your answer from this. Now, 2-digit by 2-digit lattice, same concept. You're just adding 2 more boxes. So I also call this present method because when you draw your boxes, make it look like a present with ribbon along the side or a cross or a plus sign or whatever you want to call it. So draw a big box and then break it into 4 equal sized boxes. Okay, so you should have 1 box, 2 box, 3 box, 4 box. Then, starting from the top right of each box, go down to the bottom left and draw lines out. Okay, and see how this one actually goes from top right, bottom left, top right, bottom left, and it goes out. That's what you do. And again, 4 times 1 would go right here. I don't have anything in my tens place, so I put a 0 in my tens place and a 4 in my ones. And I go through step by step by step and fill in my boxes. And I'm going to show you a problem here in a second. So this is our math message for our problems. Now, column A, solve using any method. I could solve it however I want to. Column B, they've shown me how to actually solve it with lattice method. So I have 3 times 64. I take my 64 and I break it into the individual digits, 6 and 4. Okay, so 6 goes here, 4 goes here, and 3 would go on the side. Now I would do 6 times 3, which equals 18. So 1 would go on the top because that's the tens place. 8 would go on the bottom triangle. That's the ones place. 4 times 3 is 12. 1 would go in the top because that's the tens place. 2 would go in the bottom because that's the ones place. And then watch what happens. So I have my pen here, and I'm going to kind of highlight these lines here. Okay, so everything on this side of the purple line inside here is your answer. Okay, so in this case, I have a 2. So I just bring my 2 down. Now, in between these two lines, I have to add up everything in here. So I have 8 plus 1. That equals 9. My answer is 9 for this part, so I put a 9 here. And then finally, anything on this side of the line would be 1. Okay, so I would add up everything in my triangle or boxes in this side. So it would be 1. So my answer is 192. Okay. Now let's look at a 1 digit by 3 digit. Okay. So this case, I have 713 times 5. So again, I take 713, 7, 1, 3. Okay. Then I take that and multiply it by 5. So 7 times 5, 35. 1 times 5, I don't have anything in my tens place, so I put a 0, 5. 3 times 5, 15. Again, line, line, line. Everything in the boxes we're going to look at. Whoops. Give me a second. All right, so everything in the boxes. So anything on this side of the line, I'm going to add together. It's just 5, so I bring down just a 5. In between these two lines, I have a 5 plus a 1. I add those together, I get 6. In between these two lines, I have a 5 plus a 0. That equals 5, so I bring down 5. And then anything above this line right here, I'll just bring down my 3. So my answer is 3,565. Okay, and then I could put like a little comma if I wanted to. All right, again, I could answer this whatever method I want to use. Okay, but it's going to show me how to actually do the multiplication for this. So let's look at 7 times 376. Okay, so we got 376. I broke it up into the individual digits times 7. So 3 times 7 goes right here. That's 21. 7 times 7 is 49. And then 6 times 7 is 42. All right. Again, see these diagonal lines? Everything on this side, I would bring down. So that would be a 2. 9 plus 4. This is where it's going to get interesting because it's going to have another set after 10. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 3 comes down, and I put a little 1 in the next box over. It's just like I'm adding, and I'm just carrying over my extra set of 10. So now I have 1 plus 4 plus 1. Well, that's 6. And then I have just 2 here. So I have 2,632. If you're still struggling with this, just practice it. Okay, just practice a 1 digit by 2 digit problem, or even a 1 digit by 1 digit problem. Practice and keep practicing it, because I promise you, once you keep practicing it, it will become so much easier for you. Okay, so if you are struggling with this, like I said, just keep practicing. Ask your teacher for assistance or help, and you will go on to the next page and actually do a lot of lattice problems on that page. I'm not sure exactly how many. You actually do 8 of those problems, okay? And then finally you do math boxes. Like I said, if you have any questions or anything, reach out to your teacher. Good luck, and I hope everything goes well. All right, bye guys.